Hello, friends, family, and enemies, and those who haven't decided yet. Running a little bit behind this evening here. Seems like everybody's going against me. I'm trying to figure out why my internet on my computer is running so slow. It's strictly wired to the router, uh, and I can get on my phone, and the Wi-Fi is way faster than the direct connection is. I don't know what's going on. Booted the computer a couple times, and still don't know exactly what the problem was. Hopefully, I've got it figured out. That's why I probably nobody's on here because I just threw it up real fast and jumped on. Let me see if I can see if I'm actually on Rumble. Well, it looks like I'm on Rumble. How's my audio? All right, audio seems to be okay there. So that's working good. Well, it's just frustrating when stuff doesn't work right. I think I may have screwed something up, so I'm worried about. Um, Hello, Zen. How are you this evening? Oh, audio and video good. At least that's working. I didn't destroy it. Kind of a little worried I did some damage or something because I bought a small little fridge and it's like a little dorm room, size fridge, about 19 inches tall or so, and it sits on my shelf behind me. I just got to put brine shrimp in or frozen brine shrimp eggs, things like that. The fish room stuff to store in there. Anything you want to keep cold. And when it kicked on, I was playing around with this computer earlier. When that kicked on, of course, I had it plugged in the same power strip to my computer, and everything's plugged into. And when it turned on, man, my monitors both went blank, and it didn't seem to knock the computer offline because it was when the monitors came back up, it was okay. But this other small monitor I have now is flickering weird. So I don't know. I think I may have screwed something up by doing that. So I unplugged it because I have nothing in it yet. Just testing it to make sure it was going to stay cold, and I was going to move the door around, and just hadn't had a chance. Ah, Outside in aquatics. How are you this evening? Ah, Viniskinsky, Skitty Nana. Hello. Hey, I'm getting people joining. That's great. Oh, man. Well, some craziness kind of going on with this. Man, I hope I didn't destroy my computer or mess it up, the internet. It's weird because I can get on my phone and it's faster through Wi-Fi than it's directly connected to the router. And there's maybe a router port's bad or something. I might switch it around later, but I didn't want to mess around too much with it before the show, before I got on here. I want to be able to make sure I could stream all right. So, anyhow, well, I've got my new rack pretty much set up. I still have one tank with nothing in it, and I'm going to put soft water in that one. I just haven't had a chance. As you see, these buckets are these trash cans. One on top is for my water changes, and I got one down below. It has all my RODI water or rainwater, whatever I decided to put in it. And I just need to pull it out. It's got wheels. Pull it out and hook up the RODI to it and start filling it. I got a really small little house unit, really cheap, so it takes forever for it to fill. So I just gotta find time to watch it, make sure it doesn't overflow or anything. Usually I hook it to my bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and I went to my shower, took off the shower head and got an adapter to be able to hook up a garden hose to it. So I went from the garden hose adapter over to the small little lines that go into the RODI unit, and then I could just stick like a 5 gallon bucket of the trash in the shower if I wanted to, and then just run my water. Of course, you get the uh, bad water coming out. You can go straight down the drain there in the bathtub. That's easy. So it's a quick little setup. I can just screw it, unscrew it. There's one valve on the top you pull or push to get the water to come out the shower head or the into the RODI unit. So that's pretty efficient. Works pretty well. So that's what I've been up to. I got to get that. So this evening, since I went to A to Z Aquatics too. This past weekend. That's a long drive for me. It's about 2 hours one way, and then with my wife wanted to get something on the way up, so we had to divert and pick her stuff up, and then went to Micro Center. I don't know if you guys know, Micro Center is a computer store, and I was looking for some PLA, which is a printer filament for 3D printers. and I've been printing out some cool stuff. I learned that I could take from one single photo, I can convert that into a file that I can 3D print out, and it looks like the bust of a person. So I did it in that, like a granite or a marble filament, and so it looks like it's a marble statue. It puts it on a little pedestal and everything, so you got a cool bust. I printed one of those out for a friend of mine that passed away. The Tim Jones, he retired as the curator at the Cameron Park Zoo. He did all kinds of stuff. He was a pretty famous guy. He even had 200 episodes of a TV show that him and his wife put on called Zoo Review. Now, unfortunately, there's none of that's been saved. Uh, all the recordings and stuff somehow got destroyed. There's nothing available. So I was kind of bummed out, man. That would be cool to watch him and his wife do a TV show. I bet it was wild and crazy knowing him. But I printed out a bust for his wife. It's pretty tall. It's a pretty big, it's a good size bust. The problem is it failed the last, I don't know, about that much of the top of the head. It did not print out. So I went on my computer and I fixed it so I could print out just that last little piece, and was going to try to glue it on, but it's not going to look right. So now I've got to get some more of the filament because I don't have enough to do another bust. And so that's what I was trying to find at Micro Center, but they didn't have any available. So that kind of sucked. So anyway, so what I did is tonight, well, I guess several days ago, I started putting a few fish over in my fish rack because I've got them all full, and went over to A to Z Aquatics again, picked up a bunch more plants, but I'm just setting up 12 10-gallon aquariums. I really want them heavily planted. And I couldn't quite afford to plant them as heavily as I wanted to, but I did a pretty good job. They're pretty moderately planted right now, so that should work out pretty good. Plenty of room for the fish to hang out and all that good stuff. See, I just saw the computer move. See, is it moving on your end too? Because there's nothing bumping my computer or anything. Oh man, I hope something's not glitching out. But it looks like I'm bumping my table. I'm not touching it in any way. It's just kind of moving. Is it actually moving on the live stream, or is it just on my end? That's concerning. Maybe I messed these monitors up with that power surge, so I'm kind of worried about too. Anyhow, I'm gonna ignore it for now. Hopefully, it's not doing it everywhere. Anyhow, so I moved a few fish over. I've moved. I think, what did I move over already? I moved over some fun little Panchex Galaris. I moved over, what was that tank? I can't remember what's over there. But also, the cool thing is I moved over some Aphyosemians Australian oranges. Let's see. I don't see anything moving. Just yours. Okay. It's glitching over here. That's fine. I'll just deal with it. Anyhow, so I moved some Aphyosemians Austral oranges over to one of those tanks and threw a spawning mop in there. And I didn't have a spawning mop in the tank they came out of, and they're just big enough where they should possibly start breeding. And sure enough, they're in there breeding, and I got, I don't know, 13 eggs or something out of there today, I think, tonight. So, yay! I've been trying to breed those, and I've been breeding pretty sparingly, unfortunately. I haven't got too much out of it at all. So, but if I'm getting eggs already, hopefully they'll be good. Just having eggs is a long ways from having a fish that's large enough to sell. I was just glancing over the other tank. I got another pair over there that I took the other ones out of, and I dropped a spawning mop in there. It looks like they were, playing around trying to breed in there. So hopefully I can get those going again. That'd be awesome if I can get that rolling, man. Those things are so beautiful. Everybody loves those. I'll show you. Let me pull a picture up real quick. Maybe I'll do it pretty quick because I have this up. Let's see. Where's the oranges? Is that an orange? And no, not really. Ooh, okay. I got our screen up and just doing weird stuff. I think I may have messed something up. That sucks. It's just kind of dark now over there too. Blew my computer up with a TV. Oh, wonderful. Oh yeah, here we go. I think I can do this. Let's start sharing. Oh, there we go. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous fish. So hopefully I get some of those starting to go, and we'll start breeding a bunch of those again. Because man, I can't make enough of those. Those are just gorgeous fish. It'd be nice if they will. I'm looking at the male right now. I think it was this male right here. Actually, it's in that tank. I think he's still in there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Anyhow, let's stop sharing. There we go. So I've been kind of busy too, messing around with a dryer. It decided this wasn't going to work, so I changed out the heating element because it burned out. The heating element was broke and it was damaged, so it was dead. Replaced that, and wouldn't you know it, it worked. It ran through a dry cycle, got to the end of the cycle, and then gave me an error of HE, which stands for heating element. I'm like, I just fixed that. I had to take it all back apart again. I thought maybe I can get something back together right, or maybe a wire came off from the sensor or something. No such luck. Put it back together again. Sure enough, did it again. So I had to take it all apart, and there's a little thermistor in there that I didn't replace. Because you got to tear the whole thing completely apart. So that's what I did. Tore it all apart. Placed it with the thermistor. Nope, still did. So so I had to buy a control board. So the whole board's dead on it. That's not the cheap part. Easy to fix, easy to swap out. A lot easier than other stuff, but gotta wait for that to come in. So I have no dryer. Yeah, wonderful. Luckily, I've got plenty of clothes. Hopefully, my wife does too. Anyhow, so what else have I been? Oh, what else did I put in my? Man, I'm just like all over the place tonight. My ADHD is kicking in bad. Man, I cannot focus. Kind of get a little tired. When I get a little tired like that, it's hard for me to focus sometimes. Um, so it's kind of what I clean my house too. It's like I walk through and I'm cleaning the whole house at one time. It's not like I pick a room. I start in a room with that. I don't stay there. It's all over the place, and I might run into the project. The next thing you know, I've done cleaning. I'm working on something that need to be fixed or whatever. But so back to it's very frustrating. So back to my stand. Oh, I'm shooting a video of it. I am working. I'm jumping all over the place. My goodness, I know I'm doing it. I can't stop. But yes, I'm shot a video on how I built the stand, how I put everything together. It seems easy, you just put a stand up and throw some aquariums on it, throw a little light on it, you're done, right? A lot more to it than that. So I don't know if the video is going to be very good or not. I don't think it kind of sucks a little bit, but I might finish editing it all together because I did it in different parts and put it out there and see what happens. But anyhow, so let's go back to what I put in those tanks. So this evening, I went and put in some fun little Pancheck Sheili, put a pair in there, and they're already breeding in there. I saw them within 10 minutes of me dropping them in that tank. They're going at it. They come out of a community tank, so I had a bunch of them all growing up together, like a grow out thing, not a community, but more of a grow out tank. So they're all getting to about the age they're mature. So I pulled the biggest female out of there and one of the biggest males that look really nice, put them in that rack to they're going to be my show fish, but immediately start breeding. So I'm going, yeah, all right. So maybe I'll get some more of those going. In fact, up to this point, I haven't been breeding anything the last couple of months because everything's been full, but I made those 12 aquariums over there, and things now are getting old enough in my grow outs that I can start putting them together. In other words, what will happen is I'll get something I'll be pulling eggs for several weeks. What I'd end up doing, and usually after about a week, that's all one class. I put those all together like all classmates are all about the same size. And if you put ones that are growing, a week, the next week they hatch out, you put those all together, they'll get eaten by the first batch because they grow so fast they get bigger enough to eat the other ones. So what you have to do is grow them up, and after a couple months old, 2-3 months old, that couple weeks difference in age doesn't really matter anymore. They're all about the same size. So then you can consolidate them down to one in one tank or one container or whatever you're ever using. So I've done enough of that, and I've got some room now to move things into. So now I've got lots of empty tanks, and so I'm starting to breed again. So I've got like 9 different species dropping eggs right now, not counting the Sheila I was watching tonight, or the oranges. I did pull some oranges. Yeah. So anyhow, so I got the oranges over there, the Sheila, the fun little Panchex Gardneri, a Lafia. Did I put? No, I don't think I put one of those in. Oh, what else did I put in? Epiplates. What the heck are those things called? Yep, I'm tired. Epiplates DJI. Yeah, so I'll put those in there too. Can't focus either, so I'm used to it. Yeah, I'm like trying hard tonight. I'm good until I get tired. If I start getting tired or tired and hungry, I lose the ability to focus it and keep it on track. So it gets hard when you're really tired. So anyhow, put like a two. Well, I put a trio in there, but the females that I had weren't real big yet, and the male punter is kind of bigger, so I put a trio. So 2 males that two females that the male can chase around. That should help keep them from being wore out. The females get hurt. Well, just tonight I look over and I've got a big tank over here. Well, it's a 29 gallon tank, not really giant or anything, but a 29 gallon with my golden wonder killifish in it. And I noticed that I've got the DJI, which I thought I pulled those out of there months ago. I haven't seen it in there in months. I'm looking at the tank every single day. I've never seen it. I saw it today, and it's a bigger female. So I was like, cool. So I pull her out, put her in that tank. So now there's 3 females and 1 male. I'll probably end up pulling at least one of the other females, maybe both those other females out. We'll see. So that worked out all right. So I got her out of there, and she's a really good-looking fish too. And I was like, oh, perfect size for that dude. So that should be nice. I'll have those to grow out. What else did I put in there? Oh, Calvini. What is that called? Scripto Aphyosemians Calvini. I put in there a pair. I had 1 male and a bunch of females, and that male was looking really nice. I put a spawning mop in there, and I'm getting a few eggs, but there's so many other females in there that they just end up eating the eggs. So I transferred that out there, so hopefully they'll start dumping eggs for me. What else did I put? I think I have a couple tanks that I didn't put anything in yet. Fun little Panchex Gardneri Golds. Put a pair of those in there. I have a female I just have a couple females. So I had the biggest female and put nice males in there with her about the appropriate size to grow out for the show. Those will probably end up laying eggs. She looks like she's full of eggs too. So that she should start dumping eggs pretty quick. I'm still going to do the Aphyosemians primogranums, so I call them. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. I have a whole bunch of those. I need to go through there and pull out a really good male and a really good female. Put those in that tank too. And then the tank that's empty right now that'll have rainwater in it, I will probably go and put Aphyosemians Riggenbackeri. They breed in that really soft water. And as far as I know, they have to have the soft water. It's something I've read. Haven't tried it without soft water, but I'm going to go ahead and put them in there with soft water. What else am I going to transfer over? I have one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. There's Script Aphyosemians. Oh, boy, I can't remember the name of them. It's a real hard to pronounce name. That may or may not be putting in there, but they're small. They're like stunted for some reason. They grow slow, but these things are over a year old and they're like this. It should be like that. They're like this. So they're tiny. If I get eggs out of them, I don't think it's genetic. I think it's because they are just stunted for whatever reason. Sometimes you get fish to do that. Certain species. I guess these are real sensitive, and I didn't realize that. You got to get them in a bigger enclosure quicker. Hey, Happy Pace Aquatics. Hey, I was thinking of you tonight. I just pulling eggs, and I've got 9 different species I pulled tonight. And one of those species was the golden wonder killifish. I pulled 19 eggs out of there. I haven't pulled eggs in a long time, but and I know there wasn't many in there. There's like a couple in the last time I checked, so they were. I've been starting to feed a little heavier, so they're starting dumping some eggs. Um, but of course, those eggs won't be around whenever you're here. But so they're starting to breed eggs again. I can always ship eggs anytime I want. Got lots of fry around here too that I could ship, so that's always on the table. But I was pretty happy to see that they're dumping eggs again. It's pretty cool, and they look like they're pretty fertile. So we'll see. But really, 19 eggs in a day is not that prolific for them. They're just starting to get going. So we're laying like 30 eggs a day, probably average up to. I think they lay like 60 something. I can't remember what. Man, I should have wrote that down because it was a record. Um, Before that, my gardener I set a record. That was 40 twice. It was like 49 and 48 eggs in a day. So pulling eggs every single day. The trick to get those to breed like that was, man, I need to do it again. I was growing my own earthworms. I got out and got some red wigglers from Walmart and got a bin set up and was, basically breeding my own earthworms. So what I do is I cut them up real fine, little small pieces, and throw them in there, and that just made them go absolutely nuts. There was a lot of work trying to maintain that culture too, keep from over, getting too many worms in there or not enough. Trying to feed it all the time. Remember to put the food in there, and I was just going to the backyard grabbing some of those big leafy weeds that I have, pull those off, throw them in there. I would even use shredded paper from work. I'd bring home and throw them in there. They turn that shredded paper into some great mulch, some great bedding. Greg's Catfish Cave, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Got a little late start tonight. Had a little computer issues. Don't have a whole lot scheduled because I wasn't really, I've been too busy to even think about what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, I got a call tonight since I do the rehab stuff. Got a call tonight from the game warden. Oh, here we go again. The lighting looks cool. I'm leaving it. I'm not gonna turn it on. I just need a light from just this side. Oh, anyhow, that looks pretty cool. Got a call from the game warden, and he had a guy that was staying on the side of the road with a hawk that had gotten hit by a car, and was wanting somebody to, take it to a rehabber. Luckily, they were pretty close to our rehabbers, but they weren't available at the moment. So I had a friend of mine, had the guy take it to a friend of mine that was pretty close by. It was on his way where he was going anyhow. So it was pretty nice for them to pick up that hawk. We appreciate people that actually transport stuff. We don't always have the time, especially the rehab people are usually working, taking care of animals, or they have other people scheduled to come. They can't just drop everything and go rescue everything. So it's nice when people transport stuff. Happy place. We will see what you have when I'm there. Yep. If you don't have any at the time, we'll figure something out. Fair enough, because I like to be able to say, "Oh yeah, I have plenty," but hey, man, it's wildlife, man. They do what they want. I might be dropping tons of eggs, and all of a sudden they just stop before you show up. Can't control that kind of stuff, but you're very well aware of that. Zen Ginger, we've entered the pile after dark portion of the show. Yeah, see, I should drop off of YouTube and just go on to Rumble. As soon as the lights kick off every night, just kick over there. Yeah, it's like almost a spooky look. I can also tell some scary stories. Anyhow, oh yeah, we got a expo coming up here in 2 weekends. This weekend, I'm on call all weekend, so I'm not. Hopefully, that I won't be on call. I won't be actually at work all weekend. I get some stuff done, get ready for the show. I got 3 tables, and they are always packed. I mean, stuffed. So that's always fun. I usually take 2 vehicles, and I have a thing you stick on the back of my trailer hitch It's not a trailer. It's one of those little luggage rack things for the back of the car. I usually fill that full of storage totes. Put like four, I think there's four of those big ones I stick on the back of there. I say they're 4 or 6. I can't remember. We stick back there and fill the vehicles completely full of stuff. And usually, man, my wife has to Tetris it in there, just to get it to go. But yeah, we usually make it. If I had to, I could grab a trailer, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think. Zen Ginger need to have a Alexa disco command and have some party lights going on. I could do it with Google. That's funny. But yeah, so we got to get that together. My wife's going to be doing some, what do you call it? She's going to be doing some more mugs and stuff. Man, she does so much stuff. I really need to get some photos of some of that stuff. Like, this is not fish, but you get the idea. This is a mouse pad that she did for the venomous snakes and stuff. These are all my photos, and you can't see it real good here, but there's all kind of information about, the. Ooh, now we're really after dark. Okay, Google, turn on fish room. There we go. That might have been a little too dark. And plus, you can probably see this a little better now. Yeah, it works much better. But just stuff like this. It's a nice mouse pad. Does it? This one here didn't turn out right, so it's a reject. It's not very bright. It's kind of dim. But that was my reject. She gave it to me. But she does that. She does all kind of stuff with fish. I do all my fish images, and we put them on those and mugs and all kind of things. And we're working on now microfiber towels. Let me see if I can pull it up real easy. If I can pull it up easy enough. Uh, Give me a second. I'm going to pull up, if I can. My computer's not really happy about that. Yep, it's not letting me close out Windows. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I was worried it wouldn't let me do that. It's not letting me open our tab of the internet up either. Yeah, I think I've FUBAR'd my computer. Let's see if it'll let me open. Okay. I could do it that way. That's weird. Wouldn't let me open our tab until I went and do it a different way. But anyhow, let's do that until it comes up, and then we'll share that screen. Let's open up a new tab. There we go. And I should be able to zoom. Tell me what you think about this. There we go. We think about that image. The white, of course, would be nothing. So it would be just pressed. This image here would be pressed onto the microfiber cloth. So what do you think about that? Would you like a microfiber, like one of these? There's one that I've been using. It's not perfectly clean, but something like one of these microfibers, maybe with the colors of my logo or whatever, and put that on it. Hopefully we can make some of those before the show. Let's see. Hey, Mexicali, how you doing this evening? Hey, Vibes. Glad you can make it. So, how much you think? Think that would be something would sell or not? Put them on different colored or even white microfiber cloths with that image. That's just one of the images I thought might be kind of fun to do. And let me see here. I was playing around, see if I have that available. Let me see if I have the other. Yeah. This is just pure playing around. It was an idea. It really. This is not very good. I don't think this is going to be good at all. But it's the idea. Tell me what you think. Oops, let's do here. And I got to go down and share my screen. There we go. What do you think of something like that? If you know killifish, they're jumping out of the their container. It was just a concept, and I put it together. I don't like it. That doesn't look very good, but the idea I think is good with the wording. But the whole thing is just trash right now. It needs a lot of work. That's pretty neat. Well, thank you, Jen. Or Zen. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I think I needs work, but I think I could be onto something if I were to come with a completely different layout, but with that concept of them jumping out. I had them originally with these fish bowls, had 3 fish bowls, and I had them jumping like from one fish bowl to another fish bowl to another fish bowl. It had it's a killifish thing on top, but you couldn't see it; it was too small. Hey, thanks, Vibes. But yeah, I just need come with some new ideas. Um, let's stop sharing that. Let's go back over here, see what else I have that I've been playing around with. I use Canva. I like Canva a lot. I can do a lot of stuff pretty quick in Canva. Here's one design I was still playing around with. Something I was playing with I never finished. I got distracted. ADHD. Just let's see. This was that was going to be a video. So let me share this. You can get behind the scenes on some of my unfinished work. So this is going to be a video. I was going to have fish swimming through, different killifish coming across the screen and stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in Canva very easy, so I need to work on that one. Let's go back. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything in here that I don't want people to see yet. Me just playing around with different ideas. I don't know what I was going to do with some of these, like this. I have no idea what I was planning on doing. I don't remember. This is just different stuff on a black background. Yeah. There's some of the snake safety presentations that we do. So I do a lot of that. We've got one coming up here towards the end of March. Going back up to the Oklahoma Animal Control to do that again. And then hopefully we got a couple groups down here, a couple animal controls, and people keep venomous snakes. They contacted us, so hopefully they follow through and they contact us. And I want to do some training here in Texas. It's pretty cool training. I definitely can't show you any of that because that's kind of proprietary information because we charge for that, and it's not actually mine. I'm a independent contractor from our company, so I would love to show you that PowerPoint. It's pretty cool, but I can't. So sorry about that. Hey, really killing it? Yeah. That's not a bad idea. I could maybe tie something in. Hey, Vibes, a 20 long with a split fin. A 20 long with split fin Gouliads. And pair of lots of babies. Not sure what we're talking about here. 20 long with split fin Gouliads. Yeah, I actually could have got a bunch of those, and I probably still can. So he's got them. And pair of lots of babies. Oh, yeah, you're definitely going to get lots of babies, but I only have, I guess I've got a 20 long down here available. I had a bunch of super red, super red bristlenose plecos. I have another clutch of babies again, and so I have that in the 20-gallon long in the living room. But I could, I could put other fish in there. Like I could put Gouliads probably in there with those guys, and they're gonna hurt each other. So I could do something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to. My wife has got some endlers she picked up, some black bar endlers from Houston, and she's got a couple of mollies, like the silver colored, kind of balloon mollies. I don't really like those, but that's what my wife likes. That's all that matters. And then they're in like a 10-gallon aquarium, so I might move one of those, probably the mollies. There's a pair of them in there. Drop those over in the 20 long. It's a big enough tank. Is it big enough tank? Well, oh, you're asking me. Oh, okay. 20-gallon split fin with probably for a while until you get those babies growing up. Once you get those babies growing up, where you have another clutch or two uh, pop out, then you might need to start separating it. But certainly for a pair of Gouliet for the long fins, you'd be fine. Or split fins, you'd be fine for a while. But yeah, should be fine. And man, yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal until they grow up full size, depending on how many babies there are. Shouldn't be a problem as far as I know. Uh, Man, I'm kind of hopefully I didn't kill my computer because that monitor is doing some weird stuff. I may have killed these monitors. We shall see. Anyhow, that's just annoying me. Uh, I can't wait till things warm up. It's in the 70s right now. It's pretty awesome. Man, I got to get outside and go chasing down some fish. And got lots of plans. Of course, I had a lot of plans last year too. You have no idea what the weather's going to do. Like I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Man, I was planning on being out all spring long, and I even had the time and everything, but it rained. I mean, like constantly rained the whole freaking spring. Everything was flooded out. If it wasn't raining, everything was flooded. Couldn't even get near the water without being dangerous. So yeah, that sucks. So hopefully this year I want to do a lot of like underwater videos. Where I've done this before. I have a pretty cool video on my other channel on YouTube called Texas Fish, and well, what was the name of that video? That's really cool. A couple of them are really cool, but one of the cool underwater videos was I think it was called the first dusky darter, catching my first dusky darter. And if you watch that, about halfway through or so, I start sticking the GoPro underwater, and I lay it down at one point and walk away. And there's some riffles, some running water, and there was a bunch of darters, orange sword darters in that thing. Everything is loaded with darters, and some beautiful males coming up to the camera and kind of hanging out and doing their thing. So I think that was pretty cool. Oh, you're welcome, you fives. Man, we need to get out this year. I need to make time and come down there, and or you come up here or whatever, and we're meet in the middle somewhere and hit some areas. I get some great areas up here. It'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, it could be cool. I need to go back down the Georgetown area. There's some cool spot with all the Texas cichlids. I get some cool videos of a big old ball of fry, and the adult comes right at the camera, man. Charges the camera, trying to get me back up from all those little babies. Pretty cool, very cool. So, if you're interested in more of the outdoor type stuff, the Texas Fish Channel is more like that. The Pile Aquatics is more of captive, tropical fish and captive breeding and stuff, everything like that. But the other one, it's more outdoors. If you want to do a bunch of crazy outdoor stuff and snake stuff, the Texas Snake ID on YouTube. I haven't posted anything in there in a long time. I've got a lot of videos on that. I think I have 2,300 subscribers, but not doing anything with that channel right now. Maybe I should start. It could be fun. It's first time finding a dusky darter from 3 years ago. Oh, there he goes in. Very good. I thought that was something like that. So very cool. Yeah, kind of towards the end of the video, I find the dusky darter, but at the time I didn't know they were in that creek or even in the area. So I didn't identify it right. I thought they were like a log perch, and there are some log perch in the area, but they look different. Even in the videos, I'm like, I don't think it's a log perch. Maybe it's a different species, but it's kind of confused. But then as soon as I got home, took a quick look, I looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a dusky darter. That's pretty cool, and they're bigger than the little orange sword darters are like this, but the duskies like that. And the log perch are about the same size. That's why I got confused on what it was. Plus, not really even knowing that those existed. It was pretty cool. Then I got another one that has a lot of fish coming up to the camera underwater. It's called it's one of the not the Brazos, the Bosque. I went down to the Bosque River. That one's cool because you've got like, you ever heard of gray red horses? They're like a sucker type fish, about a foot long or so. Those come down right to the camera, and I stuck the camera right in front of a large spawning bed of a uh, long-eared sunfish. So the long-eared sunfish comes up right in front of the camera. I mean, just sits there and displays great. Figure some bass come in there, and then the lungfin is chasing other fish away from the spawning bed. Probably had eggs in the bed. If I would have taken the camera down there real carefully and put in the bed, I bet we might be able to see some. I don't know. So those are cool. That was a those are some fun things. I need to do some more of that. I enjoy doing it, and I think other people enjoy doing that too. Let's see. Vibe says, should I remove the mulm from a previous setup? I wouldn't. I like mulm. I think there's a lot of beneficial bacteria in there. There's a lot of little microorganisms, especially if you got babies in there. They get down in there and they can pick through all that mulm. Unless you have a thick layer of it and it starts causing a problem. It kind of depends on what kind of mulm too. Some of these aquariums that I have, they got 100 and I think I counted 157 containers of water. And if I don't do a whole lot with some of them, and I have some of the spawning mops come down and they lay on the bottom, underneath of that, it's just kind of like, I don't know if food gets under there or what, but it gets kind of nasty in there. So if I pull up the spawning mop to check the eggs, I haven't checked it in a long time, it gives a really nasty smell. Not really a sewage smell, but kind of that kind of typical thing. So something is not right. So usually I do a water change and I try to suck out some of that stuff up. So kind of depends on what's in there. It's hard to say. If it's just normal mulm, the brown stuff, the brown fluffy stuff, I leave it. That's good beneficial bacteria. Make sure you don't overload that tank whenever you drop fish in there. That I would definitely leave it, but that's up to me. I don't mind mulm. You got some fish though, like Cory cats. If you got a lot of mulm in your tank, that's not going to work because they just spread that stuff everywhere and it's all up in the water column. Gets everywhere, all over your plants, and it's just a total disaster. So if you have those in there, you got to get rid of it. Let's see what's going on. Then I'm pretty sure mulm is why I have tons of hill streams. I have a bunch of hill streams. I have them together in a tank. I'm trying to breed them. I put a big rock pile out. Put a rock pile in the back. I don't think it's nearly big enough because they've been in there for, I don't know, 3-4 months. They look like they're full grown, and I haven't had a single fry yet. So I think I need more rock piles. It's only like maybe a quarter in the back, not very, couple inches deep. It's not very big, so I need to make a bigger pile and move it forward. Sand cap or push it to the side. Is it a bare bottom tank or what? What's the substrate already? If it's a bare bottom tank, personally, I'd probably just suck it all out and throw it out. But I assumed it had some kind of a sand or gravel bottom. We had mulm on there, but I mean, it doesn't even really matter if you're covered or not. My opinion. Yeah, maybe remove the mulm if the layered thick on top, but no real reason to like gravel vac or clean it at all. Yeah, I mean, especially if you have plants and all in there. If you don't have plants in there, that might be change some things too. So there's always lots of variables. First thing to make sure is your plants are going to be healthy. Oh, not plants. Your fish are going to be healthy. And as long as they're enjoying life, hey, that's awesome. I have my 150-gallon aquarium out in the living room. I put a plant in there. I cannot remember the life of me what it was called. It's a floating plant that kind of looks like a grass. So it's got a single comes out on the over just a stem on top, but it has like two pieces of grass looks like coming out opposed to each other, and then it just keeps going down like that, grass, 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 grass. It grows really fast, and it puts down roots that are real featherly. So if 150 gallon tall tank is 30 inches deep, I now have the roots going all the way to the bottom. It's almost covered the complete top of that tank in about quarter of the whole tank is nothing but this fluffy uh, root matter, and it's blocking out all the light. I mean, it is dark in that tank because I've got two big stumps in there too that put out a lot of tannins. So there's a ton of tannins in there. I've got a complete block almost the sun on top of light on top, and of course there's all kind of duckweed on top too. So it's blocking that out. And that tank is so dark you can't already see the fish in it. But I was going to take all that out, but I started noticing there's a lot of fish up in those root systems, and I couldn't. It's too dark to tell, but it looked like they were in there breeding. They're either in there fighting or breeding. So I'm thinking I've got some stuff in there breeding in those big giant root balls. So I'm going, well, you know what? They're probably enjoying life in that with all that roots and stuff in there. They got a place to hide. It's got all that cover on top. So I'm kind of on a. I need to take some of it out, probably at least. I was going to take most of it out, but I might not take most of it out. I might just kind of, trim it back a little bit because I've never seen anything like it. It is huge plant, whatever it is. And I picked that thing up. When did I pick that up? It was at the last expo that I went to, which is probably I think in October. So since October, so what is that? 4 months or so. But yeah, the amount of plant matter is tremendous. So let's see what we got going on. Oh, it's bare bottom. Yeah, if it's bare bottom, I'll just suck it all out and start over. I mean, it's not worth messing with it. At least my opinion. I haven't done bare bottoms. I've got two bare bottom tank now that I'm setting up. One's got water in it, and one doesn't. So I'm not the best person to ask when it comes to bare bottom tanks. It just seems weird to have the bare bottom to me. I mean, this is I keep wanting to just fill it full, put some substrate in it, especially when it's not full yet. I keep going, man, let's put some substrate in and be done with it. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna see what happens. Got to learn something, right? You got to push your boundaries sometimes if you're gonna learn. So I've done all kind of other substrates and other crazy stuff, but I've never done one with just bare bottom. So I'm gonna try. There's a lot of critters in there. Oh, I'll see now. Every time I read something, you're changing the parameters. What kind of critters you're talking about? Like microorganisms and little scuds and whatever, cyclops or whatever in there. If you got a lot of stuff in there you don't want to get rid of, you can't really cap it. If you cap it, then you're killing all the stuff that way anyhow. So I don't know. This engine drive, 3 inches of regular aquarium gravel. The 154 Beaufront is basically one giant rock pile. There's river pebbles in the top. On the back on top of that, and tons of Anubias. Oh man, that sounds like a great place to breed about anything. Man, that'd be cool. Let's see what we got. Our seed shrimp bad. I've had seed shrimp. I have a pond that I dug a pond many years ago, and it's a failed pond, but it doesn't hold water too much. It'll hold water for several days, well, usually like a week. But I guess it's held water for a couple of months because we keep getting these freezes and stuff, and it won't go away. But I get a lot of sea shrimp in that, so I've tried feeding sea shrimp some of my fish, and they don't seem to like the sea shrimp. They don't really mess with them. So I was doing a little research and found out they have a really hard carapace on them that a lot of fish don't eat. So they don't hurt anything. They help clean the tank up, but you may not get a lot of fish eating them. At least in my opinion, what I found, they didn't really eat nothing. Zenginger, have you ran a pic of it through iNaturalist or rather Seek? Yeah, you can do iNaturalist or Seek, either one. I thought about that. I just thought about that a couple of days ago, and I just been too busy to do it. That'll probably help narrow down what it is. And I got it off a guy that had a ton of different types of plants that he was selling at the expo. I did a trade for some killifish for a bunch of his plants, and that was one of them. That's one of the ones that just took off. And I don't know how well it'll do outside in the winter or summer. So I need to take some of it out there and put it on some of my ponds. And if it does make it through the summer and the winter, I'm taking it all of my ponds, taking it out of everything. And I might even get rid of it completely because if it grows really fast, it takes over the top of stuff and pushes duckweed out of the way. And it just completely puts a mat with those big giant root systems and stuff would choke out a root system. So my fear would be somehow it would get out of my, even though I'm on top of a hill, if it's my house, my property does flood out, even in the 275 gallon totes. If a bird or something during all this heavy rain, things are flooding out, got some of it out, and somehow it made it to the lake or something, and it took over, I'd feel terrible. I think that would be extremely unlikely, but not 100% possible. But if it doesn't live through the summer or doesn't live through the winter, either one of those, it just kills it off. I won't feel so bad. It probably won't make it live in the wild anyhow. 5. It was a temporary setup prior. Now I'm setting it up. Cool. So it's kind of like pretty much your own. You're resetting a tank up. I definitely wouldn't scrub the tank out. I know you know better than that. You wouldn't completely take the whole tank and scrub it out if you can help it, because you want all that bacteria in there if you keep it. But lots of lots of scuds. But is it worth keeping them? Okay, I've mixed feelings with scuds. I've had scuds work great. I have scuds in some of my tanks right now. I can't get them out once they're in there. So if you're going to put any kind of substrate in there and you want those scuds out, now's your chance. Drain that sucker completely dry, scrub it out, not scrub it out, wipe it all out, and hope you don't have any eggs or anything in there and refill it. Because once they get in there, oh man, they just get in that substrate and even a bare bottom, they don't want to come out. Um, I haven't had much problems with them like eating eggs or anything, because I'll find tons of scuds up in my spawning bops. The spawning bops are full of eggs. I mean, if I notice there's eggs in there, I can't pull them and come back the next day. Sometimes they'll still be full of eggs. And I've had scuds accidentally get in my little containers of water with eggs in there. I don't know how a scud gets in there, but every once in a while I'll find one in there, and it doesn't seem to hurt anything. It doesn't hurt eggs. I can't swear to it, but I've never seen them or have any evidence of them doing any damage to eggs. At least the eggs that I have. Now, there might be some delicious type of egg out there that they really like. All bets are off. But what they do is do. I said do. Anyhow, I'm tired. What they can do is though damage plants. Normally, they're going to eat leftover food. They're going to eat dying plants. But if you have fish in there that are small or not eating them, the adults, they'll start reproducing pretty quickly. Then they run out of food. If they run out of decaying food, they seem to want to eat the plants. At least I think they're eating my plants. I cannot swear to it, but man, the tanks I had those in, the plants went away pretty quickly. And I know outside in a couple of bins, I've had hornwort, which should have been growing out of control, and I had scuds in there, and I had no more hornwort, and I had a ton of scuds for a while. So I don't know. That would be the only downside. Um, Hello, just one more fish. Hey, you'll appreciate this. Let me pull this back up. I think you might like this. Let's see. Thinking about making some towels, some microfiber cloths, and put this image on them. I'll pull it up. It's coming. We're getting it. There we go. Laura's Arium. Hi. Hey, how you doing? Glad you could join. How long have I been on here? Oh, almost an hour. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I thought this might be pretty cool to stick on like a microfiber cloth, like one of these kind of cloths. They come in all different colors, and of course, this one's been pretty heavily used and stained. But we got some new ones. My wife's gonna try to put it on there and see what happens. So that could be fun. Uh, what else have I been? What I got going in fish wise? Oh, my outside aquariums. Well, aquariums. They're tubs. I guess like 30-gallon tubs, and then some the 275-gallon ICB totes. Some are cutting like in half, and we're cutting on 75% left. Quarter of them's been cut off. They froze up pretty good last week. I thought they were completely frozen. Must not have been completely frozen because I still have lots of gambusia. Did just absolutely fine. I don't think it hurt them at all. and I still have some of the rice fish. So the platinum rice fish did not get taken out, which I was pretty pleased with. So somehow they survived, even though there was a heavy amount of ice in that container. I thought it might have been solid, frozen completely solid, but if it had been frozen solid, they would have died. So there you go. I guess you can keep the rice fish outside. At least during I kept all summer and then through the winter. So they did pretty good. I was pretty impressed. So I'm going to do a lot more rice fish since they will handle our temperatures and things, which kind of makes me go back to what I was talking about before with the plants. It kind of worries me though if these guys got out in our waterways, would they be able to take over? Um, they do breed pretty quickly. Let's go back. They breed pretty quickly. They're easy to breed. So I don't know if they can live. I think they might be able to survive in the wild. Uh, would they become invasive and take over? I don't know. They're a pretty tasty snack for a lot of things, especially a white fish like that. With all the color morphs and things that we have. But of course, you look around. There's some other fish that are invasive that are fairly colorful, but I guess not so much. So maybe they just get eaten. One can only hope. Let's see here. What's going on, chat? Hey. Well, hello. Welcome, Cheryl Smith. Yep, just one more killie or just one more tank or whatever. But yeah, and I could put different images of different kind of fish. Like all those were my personal images. I took all those photos. I've got a few other photos, a few other species of fish too, so I could probably mix it up. Hey Jeff, how you doing? I'm just about to get off here. Hopefully, kind of tired, but thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. So small, they are prey for everything. Yeah, unless they can really hide really well, then it might be a problem. But I just don't see them being a big problem. They just get eaten. But I think I'm gonna get a lot more of those. I need to get more species. I need a little research. Maybe go on something like Aquabid or start looking around for some of the cool ones. Something that a little different. People have maybe spend a little money on them. It's kind of weird to spend a bunch of money on a fish and take it outside and throw it in a pond and hope for the best. I need to protect it from dragonfly larvae. It's the only thing I need to do with those tubs. I have no protection at all from dragonfly larvae, and there was some dragonfly larvae in a couple of those tubs. I saw them, pulled them out. So that could be a problem if you're trying to breed fish outdoors. Those stupid dragonflies and damselfly larvae. But I don't know, how tight a mesh do I need? I know they'll stick their tail down in the water. So if you have the water up too high, and no matter what you have on cover, if they can get their tail through it, they'll lay an egg in the water, and then you got a problem. But I think if I keep it, 3 or 4 inches down, should be okay. But I'm thinking like a half-inch hardwire cloth or something put on top might work just fine. Let's see what's going on here. Sounds like I need to hit the replay. Yeah, man, my ADHD was kicking in hard tonight. I jumped all over the place. Could not keep focused at all. Oh well. Yeah, them are the worst. Yeah, no, I think they do a lot of damage. I think they eat a lot of even small fish, not even just fry. So definitely buy a roll of window screen. Yeah, that was definitely a thought. And you got to keep the sides down pretty good. I just don't like them covered. It kind of sucks because I go out there and look at them and kind of observe what's going on. I like some of them have plants coming out. Like I've got one tub out there that's got some sword plants in it, some native swords, and some native arrow plant in them. And I was out there looking, and underneath of the water, there's a bunch of swords are growing still. They're still green. I see new shoots coming up already. So those things are going to explode. And I don't really want to have a cover them up. It kind of ruins it because they come out, man, they get really huge. Really cool looking plant. So at least that's only one of my tubs. Maybe I just leave one of my tubs uncovered and just let the dragonfly larvae and and then all the tadpoles. Oh my goodness, there's so many tadpoles last year, multiple species. I already saw a tadpole this year. It looked like it was from a probably a Strucker's chorus frog. And oh, as a matter of fact, I heard some Struckers calling last night, kind of back that direction. I need to go out there, run off the stream, sneak out there, and see if I can hear them calling. See if I can catch someone breeding in my ponds. But I had probably Gulf Coast or no, not American toads. The other one, Woodhouse's toads. Definitely toad larvae. Toads breedings are tiny little eggs. Man, hundreds and probably thousands in a couple different tubs, filling those things up. I had some leopard frog uh, tadpoles growing too, and what else? I forget what else I had in there, but I had a bunch of stuff going in there. So I don't know if the tadpoles. I know the small tadpoles won't do anything. They're eating algae and other kind of stuff like that. They're not going to eat the fish. But you get some of those bigger, like bullfrog tadpoles. There was a couple bullfrogs showed up back there too. Those could definitely eat even the fish might be able to too. I mean, they might be able to eat the fish. Whew. Quarter inch is the largest. Midgies can still get in. That's what I want. I want the midgies, and I want some of the other stuff. Uh, so yeah, quarter inch probably work too. But I definitely want some of the other, the non-destructive, insects in there for food. In fact, I thought about putting a black light on there too. Is Stephen P in here? I didn't see him. Where is Stephen P? Did he show up? I didn't see him comment. Huh. Well, Stephen, if you're in here, welcome. Guppies, rice fish won't eat the eggs of guppies and rice fish won't eat the eggs of them. Apparently not, because you'll start getting those. Man, they'll lay them in there, and then you'll get dragonflies and stuff. So they must not eat them. Build a screen house over all of them. It's not impossible. It's hard to get all the, because it's in a what is it? Is it 8x8? Yeah, I think it's 8x8. Basically, it's designed for like a bird enclosure. So it's hard. It's a pretty much steel wire on the outside. Pretty heavy duty stuff. It's heavy. It's about as big as chain link, but it's more of a grid instead of like the chain link pattern. But it's kind of like it's got the grid pattern. Then it comes up to an A-frame type of or a sloped roof, and on top of that, I have solar panels and things on top of there. So to secure all that, it's pretty hot. That center is probably, I don't know, probably over 8 feet tall in the middle. I don't know exactly how far. Not impossible, but you need to really secure it so all corners are covered. The other problem is I've got 4 dogs in the backyard that would tear up that screen. I have to put it on the inside, but then I've got already a toads all set up on the inside, so that really makes it difficult. Then also have he's probably over 100 pounds, a big tortoise in the backyard that runs up against things, pushes against it, and he just ripped all that screening right off. So that may not be as easy to do. They are freaking bite and pinch or whatever. We forgot to shock our pool once when I was a kid, and leaned against the side, and one got me. Yeah, they can't pinch. Oh, there's Stephen P. Thanks for joining us. Stephen, what did you do to have Mark block you? I blocked him? I mean, how in the world? I don't know how to block anybody. I haven't even tried. Let me see. Push on this button. Now there's a pin, unpin. I don't know how to block anybody. So, I probably did somehow. If I did, that's completely on me. Because I got no idea how. If I did. Well, I'm on Rumble, and Rumble just has one. It doesn't. There is no top chat. It's just all. As far as I know, there's nothing here that you can't get in the top chat. I mean, you can't even get in the top chat. So, I stopped the top, and he's still here. Steven dropped the invisibility cloak. See, then it makes me wonder: did I I'm missing other people's comments that I'm not seeing, because the first thing, let me see if I go back here and look for, okay, that's the first thing that I saw Stephen P post. I'm going to scroll back up real carefully. Of course, I don't think Rumble does anything weird. It just posts everything. Yeah, that's the first thing I saw him post. At least, I can see him post. He's not blocked. I can definitely see him. So that's cool. Hey, yeah. Let's see. Blame Rumble. Yeah, I'm blaming Rumble. I was using, what was I using? Of course, I was on blank. EV Mux. And I was trying to broadcast to Facebook, which I'm not even broadcasting on Facebook tonight. I was doing Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. When I was trying to do that, I don't know if you remember, if you're on here, the quality of my video went, crap, it'll lock up, do all kind of stuff. So I did a lot of testing offline and realized that every time that I tried to get a Rumble through EV Mux, it would do that. It just didn't like it. It wouldn't do it. I don't know if I had a setting wrong somewhere deep in there. I don't know. But I never could figure out how to get around that. So I just went to Rumble, and I can broadcast the Rumble and a YouTube and Facebook too, all at the same time, and everything seems to work just fine. So, but there may still be something up with the with the chat in this. I don't know. Ghost mode. Yeah, but see, there's two people there. So who's he with? I show him under the 1/4-inch comment for me. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I think that's where I saw it too, but I think that comment, yeah, his comments way down below that. There's nothing there. Huh. Something else to figure out. Weird. Yes, I don't know. I do not know how to fix that if it's a problem. I'll ask. We got a little chat group going for people in Rumble, and I'll see if they've ran into anything like this, and if they can guide me in the right direction. Well, I've been on here over an hour. I gotta get up early in the morning to go to work, so I probably need to wrap this up. It was good seeing everybody. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I will get some of those videos that I've shot, get them edited and get them out. One was on me building my rack system. The other one was how I shot some of the photos. So if you were, looking at these photos right here, the individual fish photos, like this photo and this photo, I didn't do a very good job. I was really sick and tired and just wasn't feeling good. So I did the best I could and trying to show everybody how I was shooting these. And I still need to shoot some video on how I edit it and kind of pull those pictures out from the background and video. So that was fun. I even showed up how the setup that I have to do this, because I had to do a bunch of, a setup designed just for taking photos. And it was on the rack system. So I had the center rack, before I put any of the aquariums on it. I set up 2 aquariums just for the photo shoot. So that, in fact, I think I have that anyhow. So, yeah, that's how I did that shoot. Let me see if I pull up this. I might be able to do it real quick. Let's see, pictures. I guess maybe I don't. Well, I need to pull all those in so I can splice some stuff in too. But yeah, I set it up just for that, and then show how I did all that. That was fun. Let's see. Yeah, I really didn't like him saying howdy. So I'm hoping somebody else hadn't said howdy, and I never saw it, never acknowledged them. Then they go away thinking I'm some kind of jerk and don't like them or something. Is there place to go where you're mad at Rumble and YouTube. Not that I know of. YouTube, yeah, Rumble's where you go when you're mad at YouTube. You go over here and man, you can do a lot of things you can't do over at YouTube. YouTube's out of control. Whenever they're giving you copyright strikes for pictures or images that you're creating in the video, that was the whole point of the video, to make a picture or make a painting, and you show doing the painting and you get a copyright strike. It's like mind-boggling. Well, how in the world can it possibly be a copyright strike when the video was about how he's making it? He's doing it on the video. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. So, I kind of like Rumble. I may or may not jump off YouTube. I haven't decided yet. There's even a possibility that I could bring back my what kind of snake? The Texas Snake ID YouTube channel back and get it going again, because I have 2,300 subscribers on there. So there's a lot of people watching that channel. And I could do all kind of educational stuff. Every time I go out in the wild, I find snakes and reptiles and any kind of amphibians and stuff, and do videos and put them on there. It can be kind of fun. Or I can even do some more of a lecture. I have a bunch of PowerPoints and lots of video. I could do a ton of stuff, on there. Be a little more scientific, a little more boring, because that wouldn't be a lot of fun just sitting through a PowerPoint about native snakes or something like that, or a trip I went on. It wouldn't be too bad a trip maybe I went on, do a PowerPoint presentation. But it'd be kind of cool to do it live, and that way I could take questions and things. And I've got the couple of Facebook groups too I could post it into and go live into. That could be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I don't know where I'm going to go. Who knows? You don't dare say touch grass. Thanks for bro. Bye. See you later, man. Just curious to see if he sees that one. The howdy. Yeah, I saw yours. I can see that. Hey, the Koi Pit. Welcome. I didn't see you earlier. Yeah. I won't be going to Rumble, but if you do stream here, I'll hang out. Well, you'd be surprised. Rumble's gaining popularity pretty quick. A lot of YouTubers, even FishTube people, are starting to get a little bit irritated at YouTube. So I can see within a year or so be a mass exodus, but we'll see what happens. Maybe not. It's going to take a lot for people to leave, so we'll see. All right. Well, have a good evening, everybody. I appreciate you showing up. And until next time.